Hello my friends, this is Sylvie Curry, Lady of Q, and I'm in my kitchen. It's a Sunday and I just want to make a real simple meal today. So what I'm going to be making are crab cakes. I'm going to use the simple recipe that's on the container, and I have one little twist to it, and that's it. And I'll show you that as we go along. Join me, let's make some crab cakes. This recipe calls for 1 pound of crab meat. And this is lump crab. 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes, and a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And I'm going to be using some panko breadcrumbs, which are gluten-free. In addition, the last ingredient is 1 teaspoon of a seafood seasoning. To make this recipe, I first just must simply combine all the ingredients except for the crab meat. Combine that all together and then add the crab meat. I've already got 1 egg in my bowl. I'm going to add in the lemon juice, the Worcestershire sauce, the mustard, the mayonnaise, and the butter, melted butter. I'm going to mix these all first and then add the breadcrumbs. Oh, forgot to add my seasoning mixtures, which is the seafood seasoning, dry mustard, and parsley flakes. Just combine all that together. Then I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of this gluten-free panko breadcrumbs. Mix that all together. Now that all my ingredients are combined, I'm now going to add the lump crab meat. And we're going to add that by folding it in, because we don't really want to break up a lot of these lumps. And juice goes into it. There's not very much juice in there though. And I start by just sort of breaking it away, breaking it apart. And just folding it over in each other to combine. Remember, it's a fold, not really a mix. My crab cakes, I like to have the crab meat very lumpy. They're little big lumps were slipping together, just sort of break that away, break it apart. And I don't remember if I mentioned before, but this is 1 pound of crab meat. Then once this is all combined, I'm going to take my scooper and just scoop it into rounds to make patties out of it. I'm going to be scooping them onto a baking tray. And as I mentioned before, I'm just going to use this scooper to make the patties. That way I assure that they're more uniform and the same size. And the number of patties that I get out of this actually varies time to time, because sometimes I change up the recipe and I add something like bell pepper or celery or onion to it. But today I'm going to stick with the recipe on the container. It looks like I'm going to get 7. And then once I've got them scooped on there, I just sort of flatten them out. Into rounds. Now the most important step in making crab cakes, in order to keep these from falling apart and flaking apart, is that we refrigerate it for at least an hour so that they can solidify a little bit more so they won't break apart. So there we have 7 crab cakes, which we're going to cook up later on for dinner. I've got some olive oil and butter, and I'm going to be sauteing the crab cakes in this. The butter serves to just give it that extra flavor, and the olive oil serves to keep the butter from burning as fast. So let's put this on. These have been in the refrigerator actually a couple of hours from the time that I made them. I'm going to do this 4 first, and then I'll come back and do the other 2. I've got them over a medium flame. They are nicely browned on the first side, and that was about a 5 to 6 minute cook. And we'll do another maybe 4 to 5 minute cook on the second side to get them cooked through and done. They are done. I'm going to take them off. Put them on a pan. I have a sauce made with mayonnaise, red onions, dill pickles or pickle relish, and some sriracha sauce mixed.